Is the fight to keep female sports fair coming to the U.S. Olympics? The U.S. Olympics Committee is looking into using genetic sex testing as a requirement for athletes who want to compete in women's events. The SRY gene test will examine if athletes carry the Y chromosome found in males. The U.S. Olympics chief medical officer says it's to comply with Trump's recent executive order that keeps female sports female. Well, Brian, it looks like you're going to have to drop out of that artistic gymnastics female competition you were looking at competing for in L.A.
That's when we all, is that when you, the one with the streamers?
Yes, you're correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. And you know, no one knows more about gymnastics than Kennedy.
I know.
Sadly, no one's seen me dance, but the president's inspired me to try, because if he can dance like that and have such a good time, I'm willing to try at the next wedding should I ever be invited. But lastly, about this, USOC. I want the IOC to say this. And by the way, if you don't want your Olympics canceled, IOC sign up for this, because if Trump finds out that men are fighting in the women's category like they were doing in the last Olympics, they did in France, he'll cancel the whole thing. So find a way to let, especially in women's boxing and physical sports, make sure it's man against man, woman against woman, or else you're not going to have an Olympic Games. Have you met the president?
Right. I mean, thank goodness, Emily, the Olympics are here in Los Angeles, and President Trump has a CO and can try to rectify things.
Yeah, and so let's talk about the questions and the legality here. So, A, who's paying for it, right? And then if it is the USOC, then where do they get that budget from? These are just questions I'm positing neutrally here. And because the reality is we saw in the past a lot of athletes that sort of voiced concern over certain invasion of privacy type tests, but they were outweighed by the interest of fairness of sport. So among them, we saw things like testosterone tests and the like. But there were some exceptions, for example, where some athletes had naturally high testosterone levels, for example, but were biologically female, that were barred from competing and yet had to sort of go through this appeal process. And look, I promise, I assure you I am. So there's always going to be exceptions. But what I am for is for a streamlined test that is medically sound, that is acceptable legally, and that every single body gets behind. Because at the end of the day, what is being shattered is the sanctity of women's sports. And aren't we here supposed to watch and support that?
Exactly. I mean, Kaylee, and you look at this from the United Nations, this is in FoxNews.com. Last October, the UN said nearly 900 biological females have fallen short of the podium because they were beaten by trans athletes.
And, you know, I share some of the concerns about the invasion of privacy on the part of athletes, but the fact is that would never have been necessary if female athletes' privacy hadn't been invaded in the first place. We're talking about male athletes trying to share locker rooms and restrooms with these athletes, not just taking their trophies. And I got to say, it reminds me a little bit about the climate change conversation, where it seems more and more organizations, more and more countries, more and more institutions are trying to find an out from the leftist ideology that they have now spent years pushing. And Donald Trump is giving them that out. Thankfully, he is. But I can't give these people too much credit because they have done so much damage to this issue. The fact that a genetic test is even necessary, because unfortunately it is really a sign of the times. And I really hope that we continue to move towards common sense and that people accept that these temporary measures are going to be necessary.
And you have folks like AOC, and look, I don't know, maybe she was an athlete at some point in her life, but she's not known for that, calling out people like Riley Gaines, who are athletes and women trying to compete.
That was a horrific tweet.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm not even going to give it my oxygen for AOC today. I think I am, though, as a mom of an athlete you mentioned, and she did gymnastics and won a lot of gold medals for many years. I think I am concerned about how far this will go, though. Like I do, it's more than just privacy concerns. You know, how young are kids going to be? Because they start getting ready for the Olympics and for college when they're 6. You know, they're competing by like preteen, team by the time they're 7.5 or so. So you're going to spend a lot of years trying to get there. And then suddenly the fairness starts. No, parents are going to demand that you start doing that earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? And we can't even control the transitioning points right now without parents in the room. Imagine how far afield we'll go if they begin testing their chromosome levels and identifiers. I also kind of flip it, and if you're the parent of a transgender, then every place you go where your child is identifying, somebody's going to want to test them. Well, we don't have to call that person a pronoun because we can prove that it's this. I want some guardrails and boundaries on this because I think that we've already damaged the young and the minors of us in this country not getting these issues right. I don't want to set up another situation where they're part of the mix for getting ready for us to compete in an adult sport of Olympics, where most of them are adults, of the Olympics, and not having guardrails around the kids.
All right, well, we'll follow it along with Brian Kilmeade's budding artistic gymnastics career.
I'm thinking about it. You never know.
I can't wait. I love your streamers. They're very beautiful.
Yeah, they're
Appreciate it.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.